Should we go and do a burnout? Good as new.
I'll be cruising up the block, I'll be bashing up in my heart with the deep male passages. What? Beat clap a lot, not the listen. Listen, she's saying that.
What a mess. That's how you work on a car, Irish style. Cheers, Shanahan.
That broom's going to hold that car because I don't.
Little broom, just stick a broom under it, look, Ben Lee. Put a broom under it, that'll hold it. What are you thinking? Here we go. Fucking Webbie, heat man. Sounds quite bad, doesn't it? It fucking did, didn't it? The arch just rolled nicely now. What's up guys, it's Mark here again. Basically just going to go through the S14, a little bit of a car check for you. We had an SR20 in here for the 2016 season with Drift Cup and end up winning the championship, which I was like delighted with. And we got the car back after, let's say, Michelle give my car a good thrashing. Like she smashed the shit out of it actually. So yeah, we got the car back after Drift Cup in Scotland and stripped everything back, cut the shit out of it. We've stolen the JZ out of the RX7, temporary thing maybe get rid of the RX, I don't know, like we'll see what happens with that. And we pushed everything into the S14. So now we're running 460 brake 1Jz S14, and we've got the Weissfab kit on there and everything. So yeah, we're looking forward to a really good, hopefully, 2017 British Drift Championship. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'll talk you through a few bits on the car. Let's get into this shit. Right, so basically we pulled the engine out. We've got loads of photos and stuff, you can have a look at all that. I had Ant and Tash come round and basically cut the front end of my car off. He's like, you ain't putting the engine in like that, we're cutting it off. And then, so he cuts the front end of the car off. We put two tubes down to the front there, a little bit of support. Swung the JZ in there, and yeah, and then he did Ant did brake lines and everything for me. We had Ben Mellish down. He did a bunch of the wire and everything. We're actually still running the 14 loom inside as well as everything that was running the JZ. So the JZ's running on a Link ECU, and all the 14 looms inside just tucked under the dash. So we still got electric windows, lights, wipers, you know, all that stuff. So it's actually a road legal car, freshly MOT by Stevie Wonder yesterday. On this setup we got the Own Developments Garrett Turbo GTX 3076 Like, this is the power right here. Like, this thing is unbelievable, especially since we had it mapped at like by Walton at Nispro the other day. It made 460 brake, and the torque was, I can't remember what it was, but it was incredible. And the car is like really responsive now, comes up quick. It's got Audi R8 coil packs on it. We've got HKS cams. We've got SARD 800cc injectors. Well, it's Jap speed manifold. Forge did the radiator and the intercooler. Swell pot and fuel pump is in the boot there. We've got a forged swell pot. Russ had to modify that for me because it wasn't flowing back to the tank fast enough, and the pot actually started like swelling up and that, because in the RX7 we had a lift pump, and now we're using the Wellbro pump that's like in tank in the car, and it was flowing at a much faster pace, so we had to get all that sorted out. One of the things I'm really excited about going into next season is we've got wise fab on the car now. I didn't really care about any of that stuff before. I was quite happy with, you know, cut and welded knuckles. And I went to the Geos and tried them. I didn't find Geos really made much difference to the car, and the lock was a little bit better, but it didn't really improve much as like from what I could tell. I've had a little go with the wise fab. It does feel very twitchy. I'm hoping that I'll get used to it, but the lock is incredible. The lock is amazing on the car, so yeah, really looking forward to messing with that stuff, see how it goes. I just feel like that wise fab is something that, you know, a lot of people are using on their cars these days, and I think it can help you take your driving to like new limits. You know, like your point of no return is like I don't know, it's just a lot further. There's a lot further to go before you're losing it these days, you know. So, and just looking at the way driving's progressed, I think having that extra lock does obviously help. So as you can see, with the turret up here, there's just a slight modification, just like notching this piece out here. This is actually the FD legal kit, so it's, you know, it's legal for competition use. It's nothing too extreme, you know, like no like plates to pull the suspension out. It's just literally this little adjustable piece here and just notching out the turret. So that's the FD legal kit. So obviously we're running decent power now, you know, 460 brake. Unfortunately, all we've got transmission wise is a R154 box, which kind of feels very shitty, doesn't feel too good, so fingers crossed that one lasts the year. But yeah, we've got a flock dash and everything now. Like, it looks quite nice and tidy in there. Still got my cup holders, because man loves a coffee, you know what I'm saying. Now I'll show you what we've got going on in the boot, or the trunk as you Americans like to call it. As you can see, we've had a little bit of work done here by Ruckers and Nice Touch, because this back end was smashed to pieces. I mean, she's still pushed in a good few inches. We've lost a few inches in the car there, but it's looking remarkably good considering what Webbie actually done to us in Scotland. Cheers, Wezza. We still have not really finished this yet, but yeah, we've got forged swell pot and Bosch 0044 pump. So, and a little bit of sketchy live wire laying around, you know. Let's go out of a bang, eh? Yeah, so we got that set up in the back there. We need we have to make some sort of firewall in there, or you know, or some sort of box to box that in, because yeah, they're not gonna be stoked on that otherwise. I think it'll pass scrutineering. I mean, not unless Stevie Wonder's scrutineering as well. Is that a blind joke? It's not funny, is it? Still running that Super Drift logo down the side there. Yeah, here's a little story for you. I liked how my car looked before. I liked it, but now we're running like Geos on the back. I'm not spending all that money on wise fab on the back. That's crazy. We're running Geos on the back, wise fab on the front. I tried to put my wheels on there. They're an ET12. Tried to put them on the front there. They were sticking out the arches about this far, and I was like, that is never going to work on the road. Like, and instantly my car looked like shit. So unfortunately it's not as low as it used to be, because it's just hitting everything. So definitely going to be working on finding a nice weak offset front wheel to go over the wise fab kit, and try and get the look of the car back again. But for now, she's all about the performance, getting sideways and having loads of fun. Not really looking so cool at the moment. That's about it. This pretty much wraps it up. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and should we go and do a burnout? Let's go and do a burnout.